Today, we are going to study about the exploitation of steam power to make changes in machines during the Industrial Revolution. Let us learn the facts one by one. So people discovered that steam can generate a lot of power. Steam could generate a tremendous power. Tremendous power means steam could use a great power for making the machines work. So it can be a decisive factor or it can be a turning point for the large scale industrialization, for a massive industrialization. That is, industries will be set up in large amount. So water as hydraulic power had been the prime source. Prime means the main source of energy for centuries and centuries, for many years. But it had certain limitations. What were the limitations? Water was not available in all seasons. Then the speed of the water is not same every time. So it was used in different way at different times. Now, steam power, what is the advantage of steam power over hydraulic power? Steam power can provide or can give pressure, it can pressurize, it can generate pressure at high temperature and it will make the machinery to move and you can use machines in a larger amount. So how we will exploit the steam power? Now, comparing to hydraulic power, steam was the only power, only source of energy that was reliable. Reliable means you can depend on it and inexpensive, not costly to manufacture the machinery itself. It was inexpensive, it was very cheap. Now, hydraulic power definition is given here. Power derived from the falling or fast running water, that is from a waterfall. If you are taking power, that is what we call hydraulic power, construction of dam and for the working of water mill and all. That is what we call the hydraulic power. Now, steam power was first of all experimented in mining industries. For taking out minerals, they used the steam power for making the machines to work, to take out minerals from greater depths. Now, as you all know, during Industrial Revolution, the demand for coal was increasing, the demand for metals, especially iron, was increasing. So we had to mine a lot of minerals. We had to take a lot of minerals from greater depths. So it is not possible for the human beings to dig and dig and dig and to take out the minerals. Some alternative mechanism had to be invented or discovered. So for that purpose, they started using steam power. Steam power in connection with the machines, or steam power was used to work the machines. But the problem was flooding. A lot of water went inside the mines. Now, if the mines are filled with water, you cannot do anything. So at that time, Thomas Savery came with a machine, that is a steam engine called Miner's Friend, in the year 1698 to drain the mines, that is to take out water completely. He brought out a steam engine, that is an engine which worked with the help of steam. Now, these engines were not very efficient or not working very fast. It was working very slowly in shallow depth. Shallow depth means it cannot go into deeper distances. And the boiler, if you work in full capacity, the boiler burst out under too much pressure. So it had certain weakness because it was the first machine to drain the mine. So it had weaknesses, but still an effort was made to invent something. It's like a turning point in the invention of steam engine. So this was the Miner's Friend picture of Miner's Friend, a picture of Thomas Savery, and he built a machine called Miner's Friend. It is in the year 1698 to drain mines, to take out water mines. Why to take out water from mines? Because the mines were filled with water. Okay, so as I told you, it worked very slowly at shallow depths, and if you put a lot of pressure, it burst. It was broken down. So that was the problem. Now, next steam engine was built by Thomas Newcomen, and it was a like a revolutionary thing, revolutionized mining. But it had a problem was that lost energy, that is continuously it cannot work. Lost energy due to cooling, that is steam is generated from below. You can see here steam is generated from below. It will be filled in cylinder, but afterwards it cooled down, and because of cooling it was not very efficient. Okay, that is because of the condensing cylinder. That means water vapor converted into water again. That is what we call condensation. So because of that it had problem. But again, it was like a revolutionized invention by Newcomen. Now, James Watt, the real hero behind the perfection of steam engine. He perfected steam engine. James Watt perfected steam engine. So this is the picture of his steam engine. So first of all, as I told you, steam engines were invented in mining. Only mining purpose they used the steam engine. But with the with the invention of James Watt, or James Watt perfected steam engine, because of that steam engine started using in machines. Okay, steam power, that is steam which was generated from coal, was used to work machines in factories, not only for mining. So it revolutionized the industrialization. A lot of production became possible because of his invention or because of his concept. Okay, so he was doing experiments again and again and again, and finally he perfected and he made the steam engine, and because of that the became easy for the movement of things, then movement of machines. So that was like a revolutionized invention. And he and his friend, of course, his friend helped him a lot, because James Watt did not have much money for the making of steam engine. So he was helped by, helped by the wealthy manufacturer Matthew Boulton. He helped him a lot. And both of them founded a factory called Soho Foundry in Birmingham. Okay, so it was produced in steam engines were produced in large numbers because demand of steam engines were increasing day by day, and finally it was replaced. That is, a hydraulic power was replaced, not a steam engine. Hydraulic power was replaced by the steam engine. So that was a greatest achievement. So Matthew Boulton and James Watt perfected steam engine. That condensation problem was solved. Okay, that is Thomas Newcomen's machine had a condensation problem, so it was solved with the invention of James Watt. That is, he made a separate cylinder for heating and separate cylinder for condensation, for cooling down. In the beginning, Thomas Newcomen had only one cylinder for taking out the vapor from coal and cooling down process. But here he separated, James Watt separated cooling cylinder and the heating cylinder. Because of that, condensation problem was solved to a great extent. So it revolutionized the production. So it was further perfected, then started, that is, with the use of lighter, then stronger machines and all, with the scientific knowledge and all. So in 1840, British steam engines were generating more than 70% of all European horsepower. Okay, that is next. Let us learn what is horsepower. So Watt's inventions was not limited to steam engine. He was a brilliant guy, and he invented a process of invented a chemical process of copying documents, like Xerox and all. So he invented a process for copying documents. Okay, that is not printing like Xerox, you can say. And he created a unit of measurement based on mechanical power. Mechanical power means the muscle power, our energy, muscle power, with that of the universal power source, that is horse. So everything was compared using horsepower, and he created a unit of measurement called watt. Okay, so what is a horsepower? Horsepower, you can see, that is how much weight a horse can lift with the help of the pulley, you can say. So that is what we call the horsepower. So he clearly observed the horsepower, and he himself find out a measurement unit called watt. Watts, that is, it is accepted universally as watts. So what's measurement unit known as horsepower? It was equal to the ability of a horse. How much a horse can lift in 1 foot in 1 minute. Okay, that is 33,000 pound. That is equal to 14,969 kg. That is how much weight a horse can lift in 1 foot in 1 minute. That is what we call horsepower. And why horsepower is being used to measure the mechanical power, muscle power. So horsepower remains as a universally accepted index of mechanical energy. That is machine energy, physical force, how much physical power you have, which your physical power, how much weight you can lift. So that is what we call the horsepower. So it was equated according to Watt's theory or Watt's concept. Now, thank you.